the genome is go one or two step deeper and understand what happens even before we were born. Computers has been playing a very important part in understanding the genome. If we design the system correctly, we could have even lower expenditure in treatment.
สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Thailand Today with กุสุมาโยธาสมุทร Thailand's first scientific attempt to decode the human genome began in 2011 with the aim of improving medical knowledge, essentially searching for the clues about health, living, and using the correct medicine to treat chronic ailments like heart disease and cancer. The project, which is supported by Thailand's Center of Excellence for Life Science, will work with 280 anonymous, healthy Thai male donors as models for further study of DNA changes. How genome has changed the way doctors prevent, care, and treat Thai patients. Thailand Today will speak with Dr. Nares Damrongchai, Chief Executive Officer of Thailand Center of Excellence for Life Science, Ministry of Science and Technology on the subject. Please welcome Dr. Nares Damrongchai, CEO, Thailand Center of Excellence for Life Science or TCELS, Ministry of Science and Technology. สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Thailand today, sir.
Thank you for inviting.
Well, we are talking about a very important topic because it seems to be new. I mean, it might not be new to you, but maybe to the rest of us or to the rest of the world, which I don't know. But first of all, we are talking about genome decoding. So before we going to know what is genome, why do we have to decode it? Tell us something in general terms of this genome in human genome know-how.
Yes, of course. The knowledge of our medical treatment is progressing very rapidly year by year, or I should say day by day.
We means Thailand.
The world.
The world.
And Thailand.
Okay.
Now, I think that is 15, 20 years ago, there started to be an international initiative to get to understand the blueprint of human being and all the actually the living species. The decoding of the human genome started around that time, and the purpose is to find the knowledge that makes us human being in terms of physiology and other things, including in the future we will learn more about behavior through the genetic makeup, at least partially, if not all.
Okay.
Now, the medical application is what we are interested, at least at this time here. In Thailand, we started to research the human genome actually more than 10 years ago. At that time, it was actually TCELS who gave the funding to the research in this human genome continuously for more than 10 years right now in order to understand the diseases and how to prevent diseases by get to understand the blueprint or the genetic makeup, what's wrong with some of our genes, but to understand the whole picture but not the individual genes, you have to know the genome. So that is why we understand the genome.
Yep. So sickness has been long, medical diagnosis also been done. So why now? Or we have a proper medication now or the proper technology now?
I would, as I said, the progress is being made all the time. So what was the best thing yesterday may change tomorrow. We learned about, for example, eating eggs is not good because of cholesterol. And then when we know more, we learn that it's okay to eat eggs as long as you don't have high cholesterol already. And And then maybe the next day you will learn more. The research community will learn more and tell you something else. Okay, so it's the same thing. In the past, doctors cure patients by asking, how do you feel?
Yes.
And where is wrong? And what kind of hurt? What kind of pain do you feel? So that is very subjective, based on feelings. Now we get to understand the phenomena within the body and get into the phenomena, what happens at the cellular level, the cells, the single cells.
Okay.
The genome is go one or two step deeper and understand what happens even before we were born. What was the blueprint for each of us, where 99% of us, the genome is the same, and the 0.1% is different. Why the difference, and what is the impact of that difference? So when we understand that, we understand better how to prevent or how to cure people with more accuracy.
Presently, we have a number of old age.
Yes.
So, with that, you think will be more and nobody will die, or will live everlasting?
Well, that has been the ultimate aim for a lot of people, to stay, I wouldn't say to stay forever, but maybe to stay young forever.
Young forever, yes.
Well, I think the point is to try to stay healthy.
Okay.
Is the best thing.
That's the best thing.
Yes. So the understand of human genetic makeup or the genome could help to assist that to achieve that goal of healthy living, not just trying to cure disease. Of course, we have to live with diseases. There are infectious diseases like MERS, like SARS, like all the time.
Yes,
we see those.
Exactly.
And there are also lifestyle diseases that build up as you live, whether you live a healthy life or not. But it's always related back to the genome or the genes. So if you really understand the gene, it could help in many ways.
That's one very interesting. So what is the genomic medicine application? Is it something to do with that?
Yes. Genomic medicine, interestingly, does not necessarily have to be medicine.
Yes, that's right.
It's the knowledge that matters. It's the it starts with the information. The information is huge because when we decode the human genome, like you want to decode your own genome, you get like more than 3 gigabytes of genetic code alone. But what happens with those is interpretation, to use a layperson's term. There could be hundreds and thousands of ways to interpret. Okay, so the technology and the knowledge to interpret the human genome is building up also. So it doesn't stop with the decoding, but it goes on to try to understand what it really means, what are the interactions, and even right now what is outside of the gene that impacts our healthy living, but relate to the genes, like the environment. Okay, so these has to be studied too. So there are a lot of body of knowledge that is building up rapidly. So the genomic medicine is just one area of application of using those knowledge to benefit the medicine, medical treatment or prevention for the healthy living.
Now we know about purposes of genome decoding, but how do we do? How is the person to go through this if I wanted to decode my genome?
Thanks to the rapidly progress of the technology, computers has been playing a very important part in understanding the genome. When the Human Genome Project, the international project, started 20 more years ago, at that time the computer power is like this, and today is like and this is all within your mobile phones. So imagine what happens in the lab. So that very powerful computer could decode and analyze the genetic information and interpret also. So it makes things look maybe faster, much faster. It's true. So and cheaper too. So if today you want to, let's say you go to a medical institution and you want your whole genome to be decoded, it would not cost you much more than $1,000.
Not that bad. 1,000.
It's amazing. It's really amazing to be able to do this. Today, if you look back 20 years ago, it's almost unimaginable. But that's again just the starting point.
Okay.
So from that 3 gigabytes of information, you get a lot. You could even know how to have a child that are healthy and free from genetic diseases, if you want to.
Wow.
So yeah, so it doesn't impact just yourself. It impacts your children and grandchildren. It also impacts your sisters and brothers because they share a lot of genetic information with you. So what you know, they might also want to know, or they might not want to know. So this now creates another issue about the ethical consideration or legal consideration, which has to be taken care of.
Yeah. So once you know, okay, that something wrong or whatever, what so they treat accordingly. They go for treatment, the person, or just.
Well, you can start with before treating, you get diagnosed, right? And sometimes I would bring up an example. If a person who has HIV need to be treated, yeah, of course they need to be treated with a number of drugs in the market. But how can we know which one is the best and cause the least what we call adverse drug reactions? Because sometimes, depending on the genetic makeup, the same drug can cause severe reaction in one patient and is okay in another patient, and is highly effective in another patient. So people are different. Even if you give the same drug, the results are not the same because the genetics are the genes are not the same. So if we know this in advance, the doctors can know how to best treat their patients with the least risk. And this is exactly what T cells did with our research funding, and now we can help to save money and save the illness that are caused from adverse drug reactions in Thailand by knowing the genes of the Thai people.
Can I go closer a bit to particular, that is the cancer, which is a big issue in the country of Thailand, and how is there being treatment on this changes of the knowledge of DNA?
Cancer is the #1 disease for human. For Thailand, it's on top of the cause of death. Okay, so it's a big issue. As you said, how we treat them right now, chemicals, radiation, both are bad. Okay, but because we need to kill the bad cells, we need the weapon. Okay, the weapon has to come at the right dose, not too much and not too little. So it has to be precise.
Yes.
So how do we know what is precise? It's very difficult. Doctors have no idea. Knowing about the genome helps to adjust, to make the optimal dosage for each patient that have cancer, or for each type of cancer. For each type of cancer, we even have this research to look into, again, which drugs in the market are the best, or even which drug which is still not arrived at the market but in the development, which one is the best, so we could get to use them.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so how we know? Because knowing the genome is like we see the markers. We call it markers.
Markers.
Yes, we call them markers. The markers is like a signal that says that, hey, don't use this drug, or please use this drug. Okay, so we could do tests. The test has to be done on at a clinical level, of course, on human subjects. But if we know that, for example, for lung cancer, this drug has the high possibility that it would be okay for Thai patients, then we have a better judgment on what drug and what the dosage to use.
So I think, but that was a bit expensive to do it now.
Depending on how you look at the big picture. If you use a trial and error, which is a previous model, cheap drugs get in first. But it doesn't mean that it's always the best drug. But what happens when the cheap drugs does not treat the patients? You have to try the second one or the third one, and damages are done because it's too late or because it caused, like I said, the adverse reaction. It doesn't work with this person, okay? It's all personalized. So we have to think of the world where we can customize or we can tailor the treatment for each person. In case of cancer, I think it's worth that customization or tailor-made, because it's a life-threatening disease, and we spend already a lot of money on it. So I think overall, if we design the system correctly, we could have even lower expenditure in treatment because it's more effective.
Yes. So one is more effective, like you said. So lessen the medication, lessen the expenses. You mean that? And this research, what you're doing here, supported by ministry only?
T-Cells is a public organization under Ministry of Science and Technology, Thailand.
So the ministry is taking care of all this.
Yes, and we started with a project called pharmacogenomics, like find the best drugs that doesn't cause reactions. And then it was recently we made it into a medical genome center. It's like a center of excellence. So those kind of research that I mentioned about diagnosing or treating cancer are to be included in this bigger center, which is a collaboration between T-Cells and Rama Tibeti Hospital, Mahidol University.
So it's located at
Rama Tibeti.
Tibeti.
Yeah, Bangkok, center of Bangkok.
So you see, it will be a very insane just to walk into the hospital and say, I want to have my genome decode.
Well, not many people.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Say it's not normal, right?
Well, usually it's the medical doctor
who decided.
Yeah, who decide. And we have more and more medical doctors who are very highly educated. So they know that it's time that they know this information. But yeah, we have a program to encourage medical doctors to look into this new area of knowledge and applications. Right now, the service is offered with counseling, like pre-counseling. You can have enough explanation. Why
do you have to do it?
Yeah, we have to do this, and what happens if you know this information. Like I said, your sister, your brother, your parents, or your children might also know. Is it really good to know, and what to do after you know it? If you know that you might have diabetes or you might have cancer, the good thing is that you could change your habit, your lifestyle.
Of course.
To slower the onset of the disease, or in some case, you can't really avoid it. You have to be able to manage it. So this is a really complicated issue, but
interesting.
Yeah.
If you have an opportunity, you can go ahead with it.
Yes.
So can you tell me, sir, what are the socio-economic benefits to these genomic medicines to Thailand?
Well, one thing is save more lives. Patients of HIV already have the benefit. I think there's a number of diseases that today in Thailand you could go ahead and diagnose. There are costs, of course, but then those could be reimbursed according to our health system. It's already become part of the system. And this is much faster than other countries. Like Thailand is doing ahead of others by enabling this to be included in the reimbursement system. So this is good news. It's still in the pilot phase right now. But instead of you have to pay out of the pocket like 2,000, 3,000 bahts, you can reimburse. This is very good news. And I think this is likely to expand. So this is save lives. So it can encourage people to have more, to decide easier to have their genes diagnosed before they get the treatment. Or in case of cancer, the medical doctors will be equipped with better knowledge on how to treat each individual patient. So this overall, it will save lives, save costs, and spread the benefit of people who get the better treatment from a small group of people to a wider group of people to cover the whole country.
Are we collaborate with ASEAN members, or do they know that we are the one who is
actually there's a network called C Farm, Southeast Asian Pharmacogenomics group already. A number of years ago we started, and Thailand is the leader of this group. The group also, not only Southeast Asia, but Korea and Japan are members. The Medical Genome Center has a linkage, very strong linkage with the NIH, the National Institutes of Health in United States. So, a lot of exchange have been making, and we are doing some research that they can't do at NIH. So we do it here. So we assist each other.
They gone by, I don't know. We've learned more and more. We know more and more. Let's see what's our ages going to be like that. So, I have just a minute for you to convince the people that, it's high time for you to learn, high time for us to go by ourselves to do something.
Well, as we know more about what we call the precision medicine, we want the medical doctors to do a better job in treating you. So the knowledge is being produced day by day. Medical doctors now have more knowledge, better weapon to treat patients. But I think it comes back to yourself, how you defend or prevent yourself from getting the diseases. So we have to start from our everyday life, the behavior, eating habit, exercise habit, and also put yourself in the right environment. So that is also very important.
That's a very good advice from Dr. Nares Damrongchai. He's the CEO at Thailand Center of Excellence for Life Science or Thesis, Ministry of Science and Technology. Sawadika. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Thailand Today. I'm Kusuma Yotha. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Sawadika. Thailand Today would like to thank Dr. Nares Damrongchai, who is the CEO of the TCELS. It is expected that the genome decoding will help both the government and patients by finding effective treatments while reducing medical expenditures and unnecessary laboratory diagnostics. Thank you for watching Thailand Today. I'm Kusuma Yotha. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Sawadika.